listening to Good Deeds, real estate with a mission, a purpose. My name is Bill Weidecker. I'm from the Fine Homes Group at Keller Williams, and good morning to you all. For the next hour, we look to make you just a bit smarter on all things real estate. To be well informed is to be just a bit smarter, and we hope to inform you with all the latest information. My able-bodied producer, Justin McIsaac, is here with us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bill. What's happening?
I'm just fit to be tired. I'm so happy. I said tired. I meant tied.
I'm fit to be tired most days.
Well, you work on the other end of the clock.
That's true, yeah.
What time do you get up during the week?
Let's see. I get up no later than 3:45.
And you make your way in here from Rochester.
Yeah, I leave at 4:30, and I get here around 5:15 because there's no traffic that time of day.
Yeah. Only the crazies are driving around at 4:30.
That's true. I can confirm. And then I start pounding those Celsius energy drinks to keep myself awake.
And you fit right in.
That's right.
You fit right in. Well, I'd like to start a bit of the conversation this morning with the real estate market. We always talk numbers, but I've been paying attention to a particular metric that I think is important for our listeners, and that is I've been watching price adjustments in Hillsborough, Rockingham, and Merrimack County in particular, because it's really those are the counties that have the largest population base, and it gives me some insight as to what might go on in the rest of the state over time, because the law of large numbers gives me some good conclusions to draw. And for those numbers have been steadily climbing, meaning sellers are adjusting their price. Now you can adjust upward and you can adjust downward, but the majority of price adjustments are down. There's very few that adjust the price up. It's not selling. Let's raise the price.
Right.
So you can see how that doesn't seem right.
There is an economic theory behind that, but with normally normal goods. If your burger isn't selling, you raise the price. Suddenly people think, oh my goodness, that must be a gourmet burger. But I don't think it would work that way with real estate, although you're the expert.
Well, yeah, unless there's some additional value that's been created.
Yeah.
Work been done to the property, or suddenly there's a demand for a town because of, in some cases, it's schools, right?
Or a gold rush. Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, there's gold in them hills.
That's right. Yeah.
So price adjustments have been steadily going up. The highest numbers I've seen since the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic, so in 2019. And we hit a record number this morning at 540 price adjustments in the last 30 days.
Wow.
That's a big number. It's a big number. So that it doesn't mean prices are coming down. It means if you pick the wrong price as a seller, you're going to need to make an adjustment.
Right.
So I want to give our listeners a little bit of an idea as to something else that it made me look at, which is, for every listing that comes on the market, not all of them sell.
Right.
Some sellers take them off the market. Things have changed. Their plans have changed, or it's not selling. So they say, forget it. If I can't get this price, I'm not selling it. And they take them off the market.
Yeah.
So the majority of listings do sell, however. If something's on the shelves to be sold, typically they sell.
That's the reason. Yeah.
I've done some of the research. And so in 2019, this will be our baseline. Pre-pandemic, 81.9% of all of the listings taken sold.
Right.
Okay, so the list price to sale price ratio is 81.9. Call it 82%. 2020, the pandemic year, went from 82% to 90.6.
That's a big jump.
Absolutely. And then 2021 went up again to 91.1. Now, Justin, you were here to witness all of this craziness in the real estate market in those years. Demand went out of control. People thought, if I could live anywhere, where would I want to live? And many chose not only New Hampshire, but chose certain regions of New Hampshire, and prices skyrocketed.
Yep.
And lots of real estate demand nationwide was at record numbers. As a matter of fact, we sold over 6 million houses in 2020.
That's a lot of houses.
2021. So that no surprise, right? No surprise by what you see there. The numbers jump from 82% to 91.1%, almost a 10-point jump in 2 years. 2022 blushes off the rose just a bit, 89.6.
Okay.
2023, a little more of an adjustment, 85.5.
Okay.
This is New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And then 2024, 73.5%.
Wow.
So year to date.
So that's still a little ways to go, but that's below. If you set 2019 as a baseline, that's below the baseline.
3/4 of the properties are selling that come on the market, but 1/4 are not.
Oh.
Which means this. It doesn't mean that the price is wrong. There's lots of reasons, but the majority of time, there's an old adage. There's nothing so wrong with real estate that price can't fix.
Right. Right.
Truly. Somebody will say, well, they'll come to me and say, I couldn't sell this particular listing of mine, another real estate colleague, because it's right next to the power lines.
Right.
And so oftentimes I'm a little bit of a cynic when it comes to colleagues and talking with them. I'll say, all the rest of the houses in and along those power lines, are they occupied?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, they are. Okay. Right. Well, then you're not priced commensurate with its location to the power lines.
Yeah.
Because they'll say, if it wasn't on the power lines, this would sell. Well, then it's because it's not priced properly for its location.
They get that power line discount in there.
Sometimes people will say, it's not selling because it's on a busy road.
Yeah.
Well, price it commensurate with it being on a busy road, and it will sell. Because
you bought that house when it was on a busy road, right?
You look at houses in New Hampshire, there's lots of busy roads, and the vast majority of them are all occupied.
Right.
People live there. So it's just, it really is according to price. So what I mean to say by this is I'm going to pull up the New Hampshire numbers year to date. The New Hampshire numbers through September are in. And so I want to just give us a sense here of what that means. And I'm going to pull that up right now. Here we go. Our median sales price for the year is up 9.8%. Call it 10%. Okay. Prices are 10% higher year to date than they were a year ago. Mm-hmm. The month of September, only 6.5% up. Still up.
Yep.
But 6.5%.
But not as much.
We are starting to see a slowdown in growth. Mm-hmm. And that's been the case for the last couple of months. I believe this means that we're getting to a point where not everything, as we've seen in the numbers, not everything is going to sell if you pick the wrong price.
Right.
Yet, when I look back now of the numbers and I think, okay, we were up, here's our year-over-year changes so far since, I'll go back just since June. We were up in May, 12.9%, June 8.2%, July 10.4%, August 9.2%, September 6.5%. You can see that's going to, all eyes are going to be on the October numbers.
Yep.
Because the pending sales are up, way up. Meaning pending sales numbers tell me what the future closings are going to look like. And in September, they were up over 22% over last September.
Do you think that is interest rate driven? Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. We saw an uptick as it relates to buyers getting out of the market because of the rates moderating. Although the jobs report that came in 8 days ago, Friday last, a week ago from yesterday, those numbers were so good. And so surprising that the markets basically responded. The 10-year treasuries went up, and the mortgage market sort of fluctuates along with 10-year treasuries. And as a result, we've gone from a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about rates, fixed rates around 6.2%, and government rates, FHA and VA, in the high fives. To now, we're about 6.7. So we've gone up about 0.5%. And, the FHA and VA are around 6.2. So what does this all mean? I think what it means is when the Federal Reserve meets in November,
Yep.
I believe where you're going to see no more than 0.25% lowering of the Fed funds rate, and quite possibly standing pat. And I got it right the last time, Justin.
You did.
So I predicted, amidst all of the others saying 0.25%, I predicted 0.5%, and ding, 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 I was correct. We're going to take our first break, and we're going to come back, talk a little bit more about what the numbers all mean to you, the buyers and sellers out there in the New Hampshire marketplace. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're listening to Good Deeds.